Ebusianfo masan so atena se aha Ghanatube so ensem de edoso nya ekoso ewo oman Ghana mu ene ye kase ye beka ye mfiri hanum se adofo ensem a ekoso ebi ne yenkotie.
Now, I was glancing through social media as I often do when I noticed that KSM, the celebrated broadcaster and satirist, had taken up an issue that concerns me and concerns every young man. He was talking about Ato Essien. Have a listen to KSM. Have a listen.
Mr. President, I beg you, please, this man, in my view, has been wronged. He is languishing in jail. Folks, if you go and visit Ato right now, the man is in a wheelchair. He had an accident while in jail, and I think he had a very, very severe spinal injury. So right now, the man is in extremely bad shape. He's in a wheelchair, and the wheelchair is not because he's in a wheelchair keke. The wheelchair is because he has a problem connected to his spine, connected to so many things. I'm using this platform to appeal to His Excellency, Mipacho, you have the powers of clemency. I'm begging the president. I never thought I would do this for the whole country. But I can't exactly call Your Excellency, please. No. So I can use this platform for all Ghanaians to add their voice and plead that Ato Essien does not belong there.
So Ato Essien is here. Ato, God be with you. We are praying with you, and hopefully President Mahama will consider it's not just KSM who has spoken about this to President Mahama. KSM has done it publicly, but I think there are many people. The guy was said that he decided to pay some of the money himself. He's paid as much as 30-something million Ghana cedis. He couldn't raise the rest, and so the courts convicted him as he was told they will. But at this stage, his health is failing. He's a young man. Ato is 40-something, and his health is failing. He has a backbone that doesn't work. He has a leg pain that doesn't work. He was in 37 military hospital for almost 9 months, 10 months, 11 months. Now he's back at someone prison. Anybody who has any power, please, they should. I saw President Mahama go to the prison the other day. He visited the prison. It was a very good thing. I didn't know whether he got wind of it or whether they told him or something, but this is a big matter. This is a young 40-something-year-old man, and he's done so much. He's innovated things in the banking sector. He may have wronged one way or the other. The corrections have been done. We plead that he is still willing to pay the money. He's still willing to pay what is left. But he says that in prison, he cannot work. He can't do anything to pay. And so if he will be given the opportunity to at least come and look after his health, and he's not going to run away anywhere. We all know him. We all know where he lives. We know where he is. He's not going to run away anywhere. So we plead that. I know Tēars has been doing legal representation for him, and I'm sure Tēars has good officers to be able to get some of these pardons done. So Mr. Essien, we pray for you. We pray for his family, and we hope that we will hear very good news about Ato Essien very, very soon. Anyway, now let's get to the first controversial matter before. This is Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, and tonight we have quite we're going to spend a lot of time in court issues. Kwabena Dubois, swearing in of Supreme Court judges, all related to court. Agrada also court. So we're going to do quite a bit of court issues. When we get to Agrada, a lawyer, a Japan, is going to come in to explain to us what has happened. Okay. This is Osaje for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. This is Quaison-Sackey, his foreign minister at the time the coup occurred. Now, I like watching this historian on GTV. Fantastic man. He's a lawyer and a historian. He gives us history. Everyone who knows me knows that I love history. This guy is a proper historian. I was just worried about how he was taken in and taken over by the Justice Tokonu conversation. And so on Ghana television, when they were analyzing the Justice Tokonu's press conference, and Justice Tokonu had talked about Major Aqua. By the way, all those who saw me in traffic and gave me thumbs up for the High Court judge's presentation. Thank you very much. I've had so many. And then my driver will tell me he's talking to you, and you say that he's sure he's talking about the judge's thing. Wednesday, everywhere I went, I saw people, they said, oh, that was fantastic. It was very difficult history to bring out, but fair enough, we did what we can for the future of our country. Now, when the GBC people were discussing this matter of Tokonu's press conference, and they got to the part where Justice Tokonu talked about Edu Lodge and Major Aqua, the historian chipped in something. I thought he was completely unfair to Alex Quaison-Sackey, completely unfair to his family. Let's watch the video, and then I'll tell you what I'm talking about. So please show the video. Let's see it.
That were prominent in the planning and the murder of
so
her
she
uncle.
has no evidence to back it. She has no evidence. In fact, where in the history of Ghana, which textbook, which law case has ever brought up the Edu Lodge as a place that was used to plan the execution of the judges? Completely, it's not backed by any evidence whatsoever. Again, if you knew, if the Chief Justice in her life, and she's not a young person, she's old enough, she's past 63 also. So if a person like this, who was old enough in 1981, knew that there was a planning to murder judges at that place, and she took no step and had decided to sit back until today, then she's a very dangerous citizen of this country. Yes, very, very dangerous. You knew all these things when those culprits involved had at all material times denied. And what is so worrisome is that being the Chief Justice of Ghana, every year you preside over the service that is held in honor of the judges. You preside over it. As a judge, you have gone there many times, and as a Chief Justice, you preside over at least twice. And now you come and tell us that you know all that happened, and you decided to keep quiet. But I believe that Madame is doing a big injustice to herself. And as my colleague said, there are certain things. You have a family, you know, a husband and children and classmates and church, everything. You don't have to come and do this in public. You see, until she did that, until she did that, I didn't even know that her direct uncle, father's elder brother, was this man who betrayed Kwame Nkrumah, Dr. Alex Quaison-Sackey, who took money from the CIA, and he was the most trusted confidant of Nkrumah, and told Kwame Nkrumah that Nkrumah should travel, there would be no coup, because CIA had promised him to make him the next president of Ghana. That man's niece is this man. Until all this matter, I wouldn't have known. So she should not sleep in just like whether she likes it or not. She will not be the Chief Justice of Ghana forever. You should understand that.
I love this historian. I listened to him, but this was grossly unfair. It was completely baseless. And I like the way she talked about Tokonu not having evidence. He says Tokonu doesn't have any evidence about Edu Lodge. He said, which book, which this, which that. But for a historian of his caliber, he has not seen the final report of the Special Investigations Board. He hasn't seen it. This man is much old. He's old. A historian, he's a great historian of his caliber. He has not seen this document that mentions Edu Lodge. I'll come to Quaison-Sackey. But look at Edu Lodge. Let me just finish with this one. This is what it says. This is in the SIB report, which was authored by Justice, no less a person than Justice SUBCRIBE. He authored this report with other senior barristers, Akins, and all of that. They interviewed a wide range of people. It's here. Let me put it well so you can see it. Amatekwe and Captain Chikata met at Edu Lodge on 31st October 1982 and agreed upon a strategy to mislead the Special Investigations Board in order to save the government from disgrace, blah, blah, blah. So it is mentioned. Edu Lodge is clearly mentioned in a very, very important document called the Special Investigation, the report of the Special Investigations Board. This is the most gruesome murder that has occurred in the history of Ghana. And this is the document of the investigation of the murder by a committee put together by J.J. Rawlings and the PNDC, chaired by SUBCRIBE. And he says he hasn't seen it. Okay, forget about that. Let's come to Alex Quaison-Sackey. Put back Quaison-Sackey and Nkrumah. Let me deal with it. Alex Quaison-Sackey has died. He was Ghana's foreign minister. You come and sit on TV and say that he took $1 million from CIA to betray the Osajefo with absolutely no evidence, no basis. You just say it. And you are accusing Justice Tokonu of saying the same thing. No basis, nowhere. He just said it. I wish I could play that again for you to see if I have time. Because he just said it that, oh, I didn't know that her uncle was Alex Quaison-Sackey. And Alex Quaison-Sackey, and somebody in the studio was giggling and laughing. I don't know who it was. That when they say something like that about your uncle, about your father, about your grandfather, you'll be giggling and laughing. When the person produces absolutely not one shred of evidence.
Ebushafo we de wankasa o de waso ati edweni ehu. Nia ekoso ewo yemai Ghana mu ene mesho se comment section na fa comment no ebrem na mejibre akinkan ede amo fefefe aha eye Ghanatube so insema ekoso ena onsa ebeka on subscribe ya subscribe na hit notification bell no for more news updates. See ade akamo.